Why is everything chrome?
I got the check and I blow it. My diamonds be shining, I know it. You're getting heated, I see it. I got the car to control it. I'm at the top, you below me. You say you getting money, then show it.
Why Chris will soon be a nightmare. I don't think Chris is gonna be a nightmare for MrBeast. I don't think he's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, he has changed, but like MrBeast is cool with him. Everyone just seems to be okay. It's just like the outside noise. No, I don't think it's gonna be a nightmare for him, especially when they've known each other for so many years. I don't think MrBeast is gonna drop off of that.
Situation could become a complete disaster for MrBeast brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the MrBeast channel. In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential Southern gun and truck-loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as "I finally got my nails done."
It is what it is, bro. As long as Chris isn't changing like the dynamic of MrBeast and making the videos go downhill, MrBeast is not gonna drop him. He's one of his closest friends, the ones that started the MrBeast channel with him. Like, him changing genders, it really ain't gonna do shit, nigga. Like,
at a nail tech. Additionally,
like, I don't understand, like, what the fuck.
Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I quote look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?" Prompting replies such as, "You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better," yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his MrBeast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother." Okay, so some people just gonna ignore Chris's nails? Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating, "How did Chris go from this to this?" While others even made the claim that Carl had turned him.
Bro. Change. I don't think Carl had nothing to do with it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think Carl had nothing to do with it. I just feel like he found himself along the way and just wanted to change his, just wanted to be a different person. The nigga's done a lot, bro, with MrBeast. He traveled the world, met a lot of people, and yeah, bro. Maybe, yeah. But still, I don't think Chris changing his freaking gender is gonna kill MrBeast's channel, bro.
This was pretty ridiculous, as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met.
Oh, he has? Wait, so if he came out bisexual a long time ago, why are y'all surprised that he now looks like this? If he came out bisexual,
Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met. The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January 2022, Chris would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this,
Did he leave his wife and kids? Did he really leave his wife and kids? Off of just wanting to change genders? I don't think that's the case. Nah, nigga.
Family photos stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first.
Fans, bro, these fans be really like, oh my god, these fans be looking at every details, bro, every detail. They be caring more about a nigga. We care more about a nigga than the one
post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a post from March 2023 reading, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated," with this also confirming that Chris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife.
Bro, at the end of the day, as long as he's still in his child's life and not completely, he ain't no deadbeat. Like, nigga, I got no problem. Like, niggas like, what? As long as he's not no deadbeat.
To now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails. As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this, before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies," which received a positive response from both Carl and MrBeast.
Bro, I got no problem, bro. It's his life. Let him do what he gotta do. I just hope he's just not pushing. You know how like those ones that turns transgender and out there twerking for kids and shit and doing that pedophile shit? I like, as long as that nigga ain't doing that, he's cool, bruh. As long as niggas ain't doing that, he's cool.
Who wrote, "Got you. I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming. "There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak..."
I think, bro, I don't think his child is really gonna, bro, as long as he teaches his child the right and wrong, all that, and like, I hope he's not like he doesn't force this, like, you know how people force this type of gender on, like, gender, or what's it called? I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called. I'm tongue tied. He's not forced, like, as long as he's gonna, what I'm trying to say is, nigga, I don't believe him changing his look or whatever is gonna affect his child at all, bro. As long as he's a father to his child, taking care of his child, being there for him during the tough times. I think
men create hard times, weak man times. Chris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate."
His child still loves him, bro. Like, his child doesn't know what it is, doesn't know, like, child probably doesn't give a fuck.
Taught by people like you, and my child will only know love. I know I'm going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker. Chris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life, as well as I adore that. I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure."
He's gonna get a lot of backlash, 100%. MrBeast, I've been seeing it. MrBeast and them are definitely gonna get a lot of backlash, but there's gonna be a lot of positivity
away from your son, just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house. A life full of difference and...
Nigga, I don't think he's gonna get torn apart at school. I don't think what if he goes to a private school, or what if he's home? I don't think he's gonna get torn apart. That's why I don't think he's gonna get torn apart. I don't know he's gonna get torn apart. But niggas will come crazy, bro. Like, that's in any school, bro. Even me growing, niggas will come crazy at you. You will come crazy at them. Like, just say some wild shit. It is what it is, bro.
Being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure? Although Chris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from MrBeast as well as Nolan and Carl. However, these comments also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. MrBeast responded to this with a simple opinion irrelevant ratio, to which the original commenter would state, "I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life."
But at the same time, what do you want MrBeast to do? Him saying no ain't gonna do shit. Him saying no is probably gonna push Chris away and still do what he wants to do. Like, at this point, as someone as Chris going through a change like this, you either gotta be supportive or just cut the nigga off fully. And MrBeast ain't gonna do that, bruh. He's not gonna do that at all, bro. Especially to a nigga he grew up with. That's just, it's very, no, bro.
In some ways, it was nice to see.
Same thing, even with his brand. For instance, if MrBeast were to cut off Chris, that would be a big hit to his brand too, bro. Because he will gain a lot of hate from. Keep it real, MrBeast is low-key stuck in a fucking fucked up position. If you want to be real, he's really stuck in it. Like, he supports Chris, he gets hate. He cuts off Chris, he still gets hate. He's stuck in the fucking. He's basically You get fucked from 2 angles, bro. It's just bucks. Like,
the boy
like
standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos. In a live stream titled Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes, Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as
I saw that video and I saw that stream and I saw those comments. A lot of people were saying like Chandler is the only real one. Chandler, what's it called? Chris lost the battle, but Chandler won the war type stuff.
Normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages.
It might be awkward. Like, you could say it might be awkward for everyone to accept it, but the more time they spend with Chris, the more it's just gonna be normal to them. It's like, oh, okay. All right, nigga. What's good? I mean, like, yeah, it'll become normal, you could say. Like, it's just awkward for the time being because it's something new, you could say. But more if they continue hanging around, especially Chris like that, it'll just be over. It'll be fine. Like, niggas, it's shit.
But he was simply too busy opening packages.
Can't, like, at that point, you can't cut off. You're not gonna cut off. Yeah, you can't cut off.
But Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my God, Jimmy! Look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind, Mr. Beast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most
Yeah, I understand. It is awkward. It is a little awkward. It is awkward, bruh. But all this will move on as long as they continue hanging out with each other. Shit will just be second nature to them now after a while. Like, oh, okay, what's good, dude?
most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going?
People will soon, like, as if he continues to show up in MrBeast videos as whatever his new looking at, people are just accepting and move on. The haters will dwindle. He's just like him and MrBeast are just getting a lot of hate now, but it'll go away, like, let's say in maybe a couple months. Maybe
to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be—
The thing that's pissing me off about the whole Chris situation is people are bringing old tweets. Like, that's some shit that niggas say. I hate when niggas do that when they try to cancel someone. I hate that shit, bruh. Oh man, he said some wild shit 6 years ago. Yo, let's cancel him now, bro, cause he changed, bro. Like, I hate that shit, bruh. Like, oh my god, like a nigga changed those 6 years. He's not saying the same stuff like those 6 years ago, bro. Like, I hate when people do that, bruh.
It'd be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place. Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current MrBeast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. MrBeast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended, and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have
the people are saying, I'm still gonna watch MrBeast. I don't give a fuck.
Potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my beast if I got it.
The problem is, this type of situation is probably the last thing that MrBeast—
Yeah. Like, as much MrBeast is in a position right now where even if he supports, like I said, even if he supports Chris, he will get hate. If he doesn't support Chris, he still get hate. He's gonna get hate regardless of what position he's at. Like, even Chandler's getting hate, and he's not even saying anything. Like, they're gonna get hate and love regardless. It like it's the internet. It is.
Beast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no.
He doesn't let that change him and end up like, for instance, like I hope he doesn't just drop Chris off of this. I like that
way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the.
Jimmy just wants to make the best videos as possible. I think he just wants to put all this behind him and just continue making the
bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real.
I don't think his channel. All right. Now you're just saying some bullshit right now. Now you're just saying some bullshit, PSX. His channel ain't gonna die. Now you just
escapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer MrBeast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this.
Jimmy has built such a big brand. I think he'll be fine. This will blow over in like a month.
Fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution, should things go south, might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable.
Yeah, even if Chris does resign himself, niggas will probably start rumors saying, yo, MrBeast like coaxed you into resigning. Yo, the squad of people around you like can't were a little subtle or something, said, yo, like they were giving hints of you to resign. I don't think MrBeast will get hate regardless. Nigga, he will get hate. Like nigga can cure cancer and a nigga will get hate. Bro, like that's with the internet. A person can cure cancer, but it'll still get hate for like, yo, why didn't you cure cancer earlier, huh? Why didn't you do that earlier, bro?
Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
Well, I think this will blow over.
They've been trying to put me down. Saying nah, I'm not gonna make it, but I'm going to touch the clouds. I'm gonna take over the town. I've been fighting every day just to turn my life around.